And unfortunately, does it still not look super fantastic for Monday? After all the days, right? Weeks of no rain.
I know, right. But no, we have some pretty good news for Monday. There's going to be some rain, but it's looking pretty early in the morning at this point.
Good.
So the later in the day, anything you have has a better chance of being dry and, in fact, probably sunny at this rate. That is something we have not had a lack of, but we have had a big lack of rain. Obviously, the drought situation is not good, and so we have another beautiful, gorgeous sunny day coming up for your Friday. It will be another mild day, but it does come along with a red flag warning or a fire weather warning. Even on days where we haven't had that, which is the cream of the crop of any sort of fire weather alerts, we have still usually had, more often than not, some sort of elevated fire weather risk, which is what we have today. The only limiting factor sometimes has been the wind hasn't been that high, so the red flag warning was, left off. But tomorrow it looks like another breezy one and a very dry air mass coming into play here, so that'll come back into play. Cooler weather for the weekend, still dry. There's that rain, yes, for Monday morning, Veterans Day morning, but better by the afternoon, as I mentioned. So again, that fire weather risk for today, it's an elevated risk for all of southern New England. We'll flip it over here to tomorrow, and it is elevated to a red flag or fire weather warning because of those southwest winds, gusty at times. Obviously, you don't need me to tell you how dry the ground is, just crunching all those leaves out there. And the relative humidity could be as low as 30% tomorrow. That's even lower than it was the last time we had a red flag warning. It was usually about 40 to 50%. So getting as low as 30%, that is very, very dry air. There's our cold front that went through. Again, you wouldn't have known it. Didn't come with any rain and didn't really bring in a big temperature change, but we weren't facing 80-degree temperatures today, more in the lower to even mid-70s. So quite mild still across the I-95 corridor, and you can see it gets a little bit warmer as you get down towards the Carolinas. So slightly cooler air starting to build in, but the real little punch of chilly air, that comes this weekend behind this. Again, I call it a clipper system because if this were the winter, you might say something like this. It originated in Alberta, shoots across Canada, rather quick moving little system here, and usually brings in that shot of colder air. That's really what this is doing. It's unfortunately not going to bring us any rain. You can actually see there's some rain and snow showers out ahead of this, closer to the low pressure center, but that's well north of us. And so as the cold front moves through tomorrow night, maybe we get a quick passing sprinkle or shower out of this. Very, very isolated. Most of us will not see that, but you'll notice the air much colder as you wake up and head out the door, depending on when you wake up on Saturday morning. Could be a real nip in the air and a little breezy to start off on Saturday too, to help reinforce that colder air. We're going to go with a high of 55. It'll, again, be colder in the mornings and overnight periods, but pretty nice on Saturday. Seasonable day. Same goes for Sunday, but the sun will start to fade behind clouds, and again, that's signaling the arrival of that next system on Monday for Veterans Day. So here's how it times out. Cloudy skies by Sunday evening. Here comes that rain off to the west. It'll move through mostly during the overnight and early to mid-morning hours. Here we are at 8 o'clock. Quickly, this is out of here by lunchtime and into the afternoon and evening hours. We go right back over to ample sunshine. So again, it's not a complete washout of a day for your Veterans Day. Beyond that, we're looking at more sunshine and seasonably chilly numbers. Yeah, we've had 3 weeks in a row, Tiffany, with temperatures from 75 to 80, at least one of the days. Next week looks like we start to buck that trend and starts to feel a little bit more like fall out there. And we do have maybe another chance for some rain also looking ahead to later next week. So perhaps we could be turning a quarter here.
I'm ready for sweater weather.
Let's go. Let's bring it on.
Let's go.